A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have loved one another. It's interesting that Yeshua says this is a new commandment. After all, the ideal of loving others wasn't new. The scriptures had already instructed God's people to love their neighbors. Kindness, mercy, compassion, and justice were already woven throughout the Bible long before Yeshua walked the roads of Galilee. So, what makes this commandment new? The answer is found in the middle of the passage. As I have loved you. That's the difference. The standard is no longer simply loving others as we love ourselves. The standard is now the love demonstrated by Yeshua himself. And that's a much higher calling. Because Yeshua didn't merely love people when it was convenient. He loved people who misunderstood him, people who doubted him, people who failed him, people who had abandoned him, people who would eventually crucify him. His love wasn't dependent on whether someone deserved it. His love flowed from who he was. And that's the challenge believers continue to wrestle with today. Amen. Most of us find it fairly easy to love people who are easy to love. The family member who encourages us, the friend who has always been there for us, the neighbor who is kind, the person who agrees with us. That kind of love comes naturally. The real test comes when people are difficult. When they disappoint us, when they offend us, when they don't return the same kind of kindness that we've shown them. That's where this commandment starts becoming more than a nice ideal. That's where it becomes discipleship. One thing I've noticed riding bicycles over the years is that groups of riders tend to reveal their character pretty quickly. Anyone can enjoy riding when the weather is perfect, the road is smooth, and everybody feels strong. But eventually, somebody gets tired. Somebody gets a flat tire. Somebody falls behind. Somebody has a problem. That's when you find out what kind of group you're riding with. The strongest groups aren't necessarily the fastest. They're the ones that look after one another. The ones that slow down when somebody needs help. The ones that encourage the rider who's struggling. The ones that understand the ride isn't just about themselves. I think there's a small lesson in that. Yeshua never intended for believers to simply share the same beliefs while living disconnected lives. He called us to genuinely care for one another, to carry burdens, to forgive offenses, to encourage the discouraged, to help the struggling, to celebrate with those who rejoice and grieve with those who grieve. That's the kind of love he's describing. And then he says something that should get our attention. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples. Notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say people will know his disciples primarily by their buildings, or their programs, or their traditions, or even their Bible knowledge. All those things can have value, but Yeshua points to something else. Love. Not merely talking about love, not posting about love, not teaching lessons about love. Actually loving one another. The kind of love that becomes visible, the kind of love that people can observe, the kind of love that reflects the character of the Mashiach. And honestly, that's one of the strongest testimonies believers can offer the world. Because we live in a culture that often rewards outrage, division, suspicion, and self-interest. Genuine love stands out. Patience stands out. Forgiveness stands out. Mercy stands out. When believers consistently demonstrate those things, people notice. Not always immediately, not always dramatically, but rest assured, they notice. And sometimes those quiet demonstrations of love speak louder than 100 arguments ever could. As you move through today, it might be worth considering a simple question. How would the people around me describe the way I treat others? Would they see patience? Would they see grace? Would they see compassion? Would they see something that reminds them of Yeshua? None of us gets this right all the time. Every believer has room to grow. Oh boy. But that's exactly why this commandment remains so important. Every day gives us another opportunity to practice the kind of love Yeshua showed us. Not because it's easy, not because people always deserve it, but because that's how the world recognizes his disciples. Not merely by what they say, but how they love. Thank you for joining me here today, my friends and family, and anyone else who might be riding along and listening this morning. I hope to see you here tomorrow, and until then, Abba willing, keep on loving, keep on pedaling, and shalom, shalom.